Thriving Places was a Glasgow City Council initiative together with the Health and Social Care Partnership. It was intended as a 10-year strategy and was implemented in 10 areas in Glasgow, chosen based on the Scottish Index of Multiple Deprivation. In each area, a community worker was appointed with the title of Community Connector, and an anchor organisation was chosen to support the initiative locally. In Drumchapel, that organisation was Kernack Housing Association. In Drumchapel, Thriving Places started in October 2016 with the appointment of a Community Connector based in the Kernack office. The Community Connector took part in different events coming up to Christmas that year to get to know the area, the people and the organisations working in the area. After contacting different organisations working in Drumchapel and finding out where local people came together most, the Community Connector accessed some council funding to rent a shopfront for 6 months in the local shopping centre. The funding came through in December, and that year was a very cold winter, so with no heating or hot water in the shop, it was scarves and hats on most of the time. A member of the North West Health Improvement Team, together with a mother from the Chester's Nursery Parents Group, and several other local folk, helped to set up the shop, laying linoleum, bringing in chairs, tables, boards, and other necessary pieces of furniture taken from the Open Gate building, which was closing down. To help find a way of moving forward with the Thriving Places initiative in Drumchapel, the Community Connector convened a meeting of several organisations to discuss the possibility of applying for funding to conduct a piece of research on the needs and aspirations of the local community. 9 organisations embraced the idea, and after securing a successful funding bid, a group of local people, Liam, Charles, Andy, Tracy, Ailey and Mandy, conducted the research with support from Morven, who wrote the final report called Living in Drumchapel, which was also produced in video format by Drumchapel TV. Based on our research, we produced a community connecting plan, approved by the community at a community gathering, and which, in agreement with Glasgow City Council, became the Drumchapel Locality Plan. During the 6 months in the shopfront, Chest, Heart and Stroke Scotland installed their charity shop in the shopping centre and asked us if we would be interested in helping them with their community work. By this time, we had secured further funding to increase the Thriving Places team to 4 members. And so it was that Chest, Heart and Stroke Scotland gave Thriving Places a space in their shop from May 2019, which served as our base to implement the plan and where we remained until July 2023.
Various themes emerged during the consultation, one of which was isolation. We discussed what we could do to manage this and came up with a few options. One was the drop-in, where people can come and have a cup of tea, meet other people and have a chat. This then grew to people needing help with various issues such as financial hardship, CV and employability building, housing and much, much more. This saw a footfall of more than 2,000 people who had accessed us for support for various reasons and different issues. Some could be resolved on the day and others required more visits, so the drop-in was always busy tending to people's needs. Through the drop-in, we also became aware of the difficulties of some families, many of whom never got the chance to either go on a family outing or just escape the difficulties they faced on a day-to-day basis. So we decided to try and take as many people as possible to places such as beach trips, parks, pantos, zoos or places that could both educate and entertain. This was welcomed by local people who struggled financially or never had the chance to visit these places for a variety of reasons, but mainly due to poverty. Families came together and made new friendships and connections, breaking down the isolation and loneliness felt by so many expressed in our research. The COVID pandemic changed the way we had to deliver the Community Connecting Plan. Obviously, lockdown and restrictions prevented everyone from doing what they did previously, and we had to adapt our Community Connecting Plan to best suit the community. During that time, we communicated via video and phone calls to ensure that we were doing that we could to help those who were not only struggling before, but those who did not know the help was there and available. After the easing of the COVID restrictions, we returned to the Chest, Heart and Stroke shop and restarted our drop-in service, albeit with caution. Due to many people having suffered the effects of the virus and our physical space being quite tight, we revisited our Community Connecting Plan and started to organise the activities that had been interrupted during lockdown.
Two issues which emerged from our research were that people wanted more community participation and wanted to build up their skills. One response to this in part came by organising the Activate course. The Activate course is an introduction into community development and needs no formal qualifications to attend. Run in partnership with University of Glasgow, tutors from the BA in Community Development work with the group for 10 weeks in their own areas, day or night, whatever suits that group of people. Anyone who is already working in the community and those with an interest can benefit from attending the Activate course. Activate is a way of developing community capacity by giving participants the opportunity to reflect on their practice in the light of basic community work values and principles. We have facilitated 2 courses so far, with another being planned. Through the 2 courses, 22 residents have completed the course and 3 local people from our last course are currently studying community development at University of Glasgow. Still within the themes of community participation and upskilling, we are actively involved with the WOW group. Through 3D Drumchapel, the Women of Wonder group, or WOW, came together in November 2022 with support from G15 Thriving Places. The group provides women with a supportive environment, encourages peer support, raises knowledge and understanding of gender-based issues, and helps women increase their confidence and self-assurance while enabling them to confront areas of inequality in their lives. The group planned and hosted a community event on International Women's Day, which included a march around part of Drumchapel. The event was a chance to celebrate the social, economic, cultural and political achievements of women everywhere. Drumchapel is a place with women from all over the world, and the group is planning its 2nd International Women's Day event. We invest in the women's group because we understand that women have a key role to play in changing the world we currently live in, together with many other groups who engage in the struggle for social change. Another key group we focus on are refugees and asylum seekers, many of whom have come to make Drumchapel their home. They are the new Scots who have been forced to leave the country of origin for a variety of reasons and have had to adapt to another culture, learn to speak another language and establish themselves and their families in a completely new social and physical environment. Recently, we took the lead on a No to Racism campaign, which was embraced by the organisations working in Drumchapel to promote Drumchapel as an anti-racist community. We engage with different community groups through a variety of initiatives, one of which is community budgeting. In 2017, North West Health Improvement Team asked us if we would host a community budgeting, as we had already established links with other community groups and organisations in Drumchapel. Since 2017, we have engaged in 4 community budgeting initiatives with grants received from North West Health Improvement Team. The process from establishing criteria to approving the projects is decided by the participants. It's an exercise in participation and democracy, learning as a community how to administer an amount of public funds. To date, we have supported a total of 78 small community projects, distributing a total of £50,000. We work together with Friendship House, who for many years every Wednesday open their doors to welcome asylum seekers and refugees. They are a group of dedicated volunteers who support the New Scots with food and clothing, but above all offer friendship and care for anyone who comes to their door. Together with Friendship House, we promote ESOL classes in partnership with Glasgow Clyde College to help the New Scots learn English, albeit with a Scottish, at times Glaswegian accent. We have also organised some outings together with Friendship House to different places for the New Scots, as many do not have the knowledge or the resources to go beyond the boundaries of Glasgow. Drumchapel Community Council is another community group that we support. One of us supports the monthly meetings as the minute taker, and our space in the community centre is a regular place for the community council to meet between the monthly meetings. We conducted a piece of research together with the community council on the issue of a community hub in Drumchapel and produced a report and special edition of the Drumchapel News.
We try to contact as many people as possible in the community to inform them about community events and organisations working locally. We understand that Drumchapel is not an island and that many of the challenges and issues experienced in the community are a reflection of what is going on in the world around us. We believe it is important that the local community be aware of these issues that have a direct or indirect effect on their lives. While recognising the importance of social media, which we use to inform the community, we are also aware that not everyone accesses the different platforms available. Some people like to receive a paper copy through their door, so we invest in Drumchapel News, which goes out to all 7,858 households in the G15 postcode, ideally 4 times a year. To date, we have produced 14 editions on a variety of issues to try and keep the community as well informed as possible about what is going on in the community and the broader global picture and how that reflects upon life in Drumchapel. Not only do we engage directly with local people, but we have also established some important partnerships both with local groups and with a wide range of networks. Drumchapel Children and Families Network, Thrive Under 5, North West Glasgow Voluntary Sector Network, Scottish Community Development Network, as well as Drumchapel Money Advice Centre, the Scottish Refugee Council and Breakfast in a Bladder. Breakfast in a Bladder is a network of local partners who meet every 6 weeks to share ideas, events and build connections with each other who work in Drumchapel. A typical meeting is usually attended by 35 to 40 people with over 100 organisations, groups and individuals on the mailing list. The faces are always changing around the table, which brings a fresh and new ideas to the group, focused on contributing to improving the lives of the people in Drumchapel.
We have drawn up a draft 3-year community development plan based on 4 pillars, which we consider important as a basis for the activities we propose to engage in over the next 3 years. The first pillar is climate justice. This term stems from the enormous changes in the climate globally. Not only do floods, storms, rising temperatures affect us all, but they affect much more the populations that are poorest in the world. In general, these populations are the ones who have contributed least to the effects of climate change, but are having to bear the brunt of the rich countries' development models of the past 2 centuries. Locally, climate change also raises the issue of how Drumchapel will occupy the many empty spaces that have resulted from the demolition of the tenements, as well as the many public and community spaces that have been taken from the community. Occupying sustainably these empty spaces is a challenge that could also alter the demographics of Drumchapel, with the possibility of gentrification. We firmly believe that the community must be involved in this process.
The second pillar stems from the issue of war. Many countries across the globe are at war with enormous repercussions for every country in the world. One of the effects of war is displacement of people, experienced globally by many countries. In Drumchapel, many asylum seekers and refugees have found a place to call their home, and this brings a wide range of challenges for both the original community and for the new Scots. Wars all around the world have already changed considerably the demographics of the Drumchapel community, which is now a multicultural community with many asylum seekers and refugees making Drumchapel their home. According to a recently created third sector organisation, there are 4,500 asylum seekers in Glasgow and an even greater number of refugees.
The third pillar is about tackling poverty. The overall context of poverty has never been so dire, with millions of people across the world not having their basic needs of food, water and shelter recognised. In the UK, and consequently Scotland, austerity has accompanied many families over the past 10 years. The Joseph Rowntree Foundation report on poverty in Scotland 2023 found that over 1 million people in Scotland are living in poverty, with 490,000 people living in very deep poverty. Food banks have become the norm, and during the winter, warm banks have emerged where people can go for a heat and a hot meal. According to the Trussell Trust, 1 in 5 Scots are currently experiencing food insecurity. People are not able to feed their families and heat their homes, and this is affecting not only families on benefits, but also families where 2 people are working. Cuts in public funding affected family members who have disabilities, as support services are reduced considerably, while the NHS has a backlog of years of people needing any type of long-term care. The SIMD data confirm that many people in Drumchapel are living in poverty, which is reflected in low attainment at school, alcohol and drug dependency, physical and mental health illness, and in general low self-esteem. However, even in the face of these enormous challenges, several organisations and individual people have and continue to engage in the activities of solidarity and care to help the community throughout these difficult times.
Our fourth pillar is the one which sustains all our work, and that is building community. The dominant narrative and practice focus on individualising each one of us, telling us that we should just take care of number one, that is just me. As G15 Thriving Places, we focus on another narrative and practice based on collectivising and building community. Through developing our ability to dialogue and engage with all organisations in Drumchapel without excluding anyone, we focus and build on the positive aspects which bring the organisations and the community together. If we have learned anything from this context, it is that we need to continue in our struggle to challenge inequality and injustice in any shape or form, wherever we are, while continuing to transform our community into a more equal, just and caring place to live and work. It is a mammoth task, as the dominant structures in place insist on dividing, separating and individualising us. Our task is to collectivise, create community, bring people together in the belief that another world is possible and depends not only but also on our contribution, which starts from where we are and with what we do every day, both individually and as a community. As the renowned Indian writer Arundhati Roy said, another world is not only possible, but she is on her way. On a quiet day, I can hear her breathing.